All right, pleasure to be joined now by Sacramento's own Cameron Champ, fresh off of the Charles Schwab Challenge, where he had a pretty good showing, 5 strokes off the lead, at least in my opinion. I'm just curious to wonder how you thought you fared out there in that first tournament back from quarantine. What was it like there, Cameron?
Yeah, it was just exciting to be back. I mean, had a 3 month layoff. It was just nice to see all the guys, chat, catch up on things, and obviously to play and be in that environment again. Obviously, it was a little weird having no fans, but just for all of us to get back to playing, it was definitely nice and a good feeling at the same time.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I figure, at least in Sacramento, knowing how much golf means to this region, it was kind of
Yeah,
fun to see that during quarantine, golf was one of those activities that most people could still go out there and play, at least in this area. The
yeah.
golf courses were packed. And for you guys, I felt like, even in quarantine, it was at least something you guys could still do. Maybe the competition wasn't there, but at least training was something you guys were able to do.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm based in Houston now. I know my parents are and my whole family's still in Sac, but here, yeah, it's roughly the same. All the country clubs. If you're members, you were allowed to play. Some of the public courses were still open, and some were closed, but majority of them were open, so we were still able to play and practice. After a few days being stuck in the house, you kind of have to get out somehow. So, yeah, it was definitely nice at least just to go and hit balls and to play, even though it was by myself.
Was that the biggest remedy for you to keep from going crazy during times like these when everyone's hunkered down and trying to find ways to occupy the mind?
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, trust me, I enjoyed the time off. That's probably the longest break I will ever have, honestly, in my entire career. And I know majority of guys said the same. They've never had more than 3 or 4 weeks off, and I think we had almost 3 months off. So, yeah, it's definitely just like I said, just to get out and get some fresh air, enjoy the sun a little bit. When you're inside for 3 or 4 days, it can, like you said, you definitely want to. You feel like you have to do something, or you have the urge to do something. So, it was nice knowing that the courses were still open.
It was fun for me, and I'm one to talk, but I wanted to see how guys would come out of quarantine, and you
Yeah.
being one of the few NorCal guys I keep in contact with, Bryson DeChambeau was the guy that bulked up and looked like the Incredible Hulk out there. Was there anything
Yep.
that I don't know what it was like for you to see that, but was there anything in your body coming out where you're like, man, I wonder how I'm going to react to this. I wonder how I'll look doing this.
Yeah, I mean, just being in that environment, for us going week to week, it definitely takes a toll. Obviously, like I said, some guys did some transformations where Bryson put on a bunch of weight, and then you look at Gary Woodland, he lost like 30 pounds. So, a bunch of guys fluctuated, but just being back out, you realize the toll it can take. I think all of us getting physio, at least my team, Doc D, we have like 8 guys, and I think all of us had shin problems during the week from just walking so much because we haven't walked that much, and just the mental and just physical fatigue of playing, and walking every single day in the heat. But it's nice to have that feeling again, just being able to play, and push through it and get back to getting used to that again. So, I think that was really just the biggest adjustment. Like you said, um, like I said, playing week to week, and when you're walking 7 days straight and practicing all day and getting back and just getting some rest and basically doing it all over again. So,
Did this weekend kind of exceed your own expectations in terms of um, your game, what to expect, the way the tour was going to respond, the way things were going to be? I mean, what was kind of maybe the biggest takeaway from it all?
yeah, I mean, it wasn't unexpected. I've been playing good at home. Obviously, playing and practicing not in tournament golf is a lot different. Um, it's when you're in a tournament, you encounter a lot different emotions, or you go about things differently when you're in a tournament. You think things through a lot more than, if I just go out with my buddies, we're just having fun and joking, and I'm just kind of playing and just trying to make as many birdies as I can. So, and with the tour, yeah, with all the regulations, obviously we got going still. I think everything went smoothly for the most part. There was no really complications with any of it, which was nice. It seemed, like I said, to go on as smoothly as it possibly could under the circumstances. And I think most of us saw that. So again, we just wanted to play. And obviously the tour, put in enough, rules and foundation for us to do that.
Yeah, that's great. When you look at what was going on kind of in the country right now, and noticing that every morning at 8:46 there would be a moment of silence in recognition
Yep.
of what happened with George Floyd. Take us through that. What was going through your mind every time that would happen? Obviously, given your background, and just
Hmm.
how do you feel like the tour and the players responded to that moment?
No, I think it was something great. The tour and just everyone in general is finally seeing what the issues are and talking about it and having dialogue, which needs to happen. I think it's definitely frustrating that something like this has to happen for people to have dialogue and talk about it. But to honor him, every morning, that was pretty cool. I don't think the tour's ever done something like that. Um, but to be able to do that, and like I said, just to honor him and have that moments of silence was definitely a cool experience.
Yeah, and I mean, given yourself with your biracial background as well, earlier this year you had released with Nike the polo and for equality, and obviously to honor your
Yep.
grandfather. And you've done that in the past, where your cleats are different, or black and white, for your heritage, obviously, and honoring your grandfather. And just curious, to have this all kind of happen at the same time, in the same year. 2020 has been kind of wild. Just
Hmm.
do you feel like you're going to be doing more of this stuff throughout the year? And I know that was kind of an instance for Black History Month back in February, but do you feel like you can project that forward going the rest of the year as well?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I'm in full support. It's like I said, it's a topic that's very, very touchy for a lot of people. People don't want to talk about it. They don't want to bring it up. And like I said, with the situation with Mr. Floyd, it's extremely unfortunate, but a lot of good has come out of it just because people are finally talking. And like I said, it's crazy to even say that something like that has to happen for people to talk, and start, like I said, having dialogue about the subject. But for me, like I said, anyone who knows my story, they know my background and what I come from. So I'm always in full support of it. Doing whatever I can, my family and I doing what we can to help our community in our area, and just help to just educate people on things, in the Black communities, in the minority areas, what's really going on, versus just what may be portrayed to the public.
When you saw the polo shirt that came out, what was your reaction to it? Is it something that maybe might make its appearance later on this year? I know for me, I got a real big kick out of it, knowing your grandfather the little bit
Yeah.
that I did, and seeing his logo on your chest. I thought that was such a neat thing. Is that something you might bring out again later this year?
No, definitely. Yeah, that was very nice of Nike to do. We talked about it, wanting to do something for Black History Month, and they kind of brought the idea to us. Why don't we do a shirt with Pop's silhouette? So we kind of came up with that logo, and it turned out amazing. I mean, I think the shirt sold out. I want to say there was, I don't know how many shirts, 600, 700. I mean, they sold out like within an hour or two. They were gone. So it was definitely a cool little thing that we did. I think it got a lot more attention than we initially thought. We just really wanted to support Black History Month. Obviously, my grandfather. But yeah, I think the shirt will definitely make some more appearances. And like I said, on my shoes, I always love doing stuff and supporting, and just bringing awareness to it.
I can't imagine you do many interviews where the subject of your grandfather doesn't come up,
Yeah.
and I wonder how that weighs on you. I mean, because for one, he was such an infectious personality and such a great guy for people who got to know him. But obviously, knowing the way you picked up your second tour win and happening at Safeway, and in the way it did, I mean, it's such a bigger story than just what your career is. It was such an emotional moment for golf, and I wondered, one, what's it like talking to him now, talking about him now, and the emotions it picks up, but also, being able to pull about your game, to be able to rise to the challenge that you did that week and overcome the emotions to win. What did you learn about yourself that week?
I mean, I just learned that no matter what I'm thinking, my game is it's I'm good enough to win out here. That was always what was holding me back. Even though I won my second week as a tour member, I was still new to everything. I hadn't been around the spotlight much. Everything, like I said, was just new. Um, but now with this win, obviously, like you said, with everything going on, um, it was like I blocked everything out. It was kind of just gone. I didn't really care. I still remember, I mean, we had our charity event Monday. I stayed home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and when I decided late at night, the last second before I could withdraw Wednesday night, that okay, I'll play. We drove down that morning. I didn't hit a ball in 3 or 4 days. Showed up Thursday morning and I shot 500, no bogeys. So it went on from there. And then we drove back home. So um, for me, it's just the mental aspect of it. Realizing that I can get to that state of that it's hard for a lot of golfers to get to. All of us, we have our own lives, our own responsibilities, whether it be kids, family, whatever it may be. But it's whoever can block that out the most plays the best. And that's why Tiger was so good for years and years and years. I think obviously he had the great looking swing, great short game and all that, but his mental abilities were just so much more extreme than everyone else. So for me to be able to block all that out and realize that, there's a lot more to golf, or there's a lot more to life than just golf. I think that's really what helped me get over that hurdle and to be able to win in front of all my family and friends.
And then, and obviously the second part of that question was just being able to talk about him. I know people bring him up all the time. What's it
Yeah.
like for you? Is it an easy thing to do? Is it something that gives you a lot of joy to do, or is it still pretty tough?
No, I think now it's just a lot more joy. I mean, anyone who knew my grandfather knew who he was, how he was, how nice and generous he was as a man. Always smiling. Never really got mad. He was just a joy to be around. So, I mean, anytime I talk about him, it's always good stuff, or people bring up good stuff about him, or just memories they've had, or stuff he used to do. So now it's definitely, like I said, it's more of a joy, and just knowing that people still remember him and remember who he was as a person and the stuff that he did in our community.
Yeah, that's great. And what about the tournament? I saw that, down there in Houston area, you're able to kind of do a tournament in his honor. How much is that? How
Hmm.
special is that to be able to do?
No, it's awesome. I mean, just to be able to give the kids a place to play, obviously our main focus is minorities, but it's for all people. But our main focus is targeting, those kids who may not have the means to play. We can help them in those categories. Just get them some good competition, get them noticed a little bit. And obviously with everything going on with COVID and the quarantine and all that, way to postpone it. But it's definitely something we're looking forward to as far as figuring out a date to reschedule. And to make it even bigger and better now. So it's just a slow process. It's just the beginning. There's a lot of ideas we have and stuff we want to do. So it's just about putting it all together and just building just a nice quality event for the kids.
And you've got a lot of great people around you, including your father and your mother, who are,
Hmm.
efforting so much, not only with that tournament, but obviously here in Sacramento and what they're doing with football
Yeah.
golf course. I imagine things are going smooth there as well. And if you can talk a little bit about that, just, how have you seen that task kind of grow and seeing what your father's going through?
Yeah, the course it's going smooth, a lot smoother than we thought. I know he was there almost every day during all the quarantine or everything shut down. Just make sure the course is okay. It's in good maintenance. He's even getting on the mower, which is shocking. So he's definitely been enjoying it. It's early phases of stuff we want to do. I can have a zillion ideas of stuff we want to do at that place. But it's a great platform to start from. I know, again, we want to create programs for the kids out there, a place for them to play, but also a place where they can have mentorship, after school programming or tutoring, have facilities to do their work, can hang out. It's kind of it's definitely going to be a special place once we're all fully done with it and it's fully running functionally for the kids.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know I just have a few more here. We're running out of time. I wanted to
Yeah.
talk about, obviously, I know one thing that probably your grandfather would have got a huge kick out of, and I saw you kind of share it a little while ago this past week, was the video game, PGA Tour 2020 coming out,
Yeah.
and to see yourself in that kind of way. I mean, what's that like, and how excited are you to see this release come out?
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. It's definitely cool. I mean, I've played those video games for years and years, even as a kid. So it's just kind of neat that I'm actually going to be in the game. I know Pops would be proud of that. And like I said, just being able to, say that or get the opportunity to even have a chance to be in the game was awesome. So it's definitely exciting. It's definitely new to see myself as a video game player. So I'm definitely gonna have to get it, try it out, and try to beat myself. So
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I'm around NBA players a lot during the season with the Kings. That's my kind of my bread and butter, and I know,
yeah.
you know, the rating system on for NBA players is always such a huge point of
Oh yeah.
contention, and guys take a lot of offense to what ratings are throughout the year. I mean, have you seen what your ratings are? Do you agree with them?
I haven't even seen them, honestly. I don't even know how they work the rating systems for the game. I know it's a little different platform, I think, than they usually do the golf game. So, but whatever they may be, it is what it is. But it's just an awesome, like I said, it's just awesome to actually just begin the game to begin with. So,
That's awesome. How about in terms of just what 2020 looks like for you guys going forward? Obviously, you mentioned there's no fans, the
yeah,
schedule of play. I don't think you're in the Heritage this week. Is that right? You take a week off?
yeah, I'm taking this week off, and then for me, it's busy. I'll play the next four, so I'll play Travelers, Detroit, Workday, which is at Memorial, Jack's course, and then obviously the Memorial event the following week. So back to back at Jack's course. I believe it goes Wyndham after that. I got to double check the schedule. But I'm basically will be playing the next 9 out of 10. So to finish the year, the Tour Championship, and then I mean the week after Tour Championship is Safeway, then it goes U.S. Open. So um, the next 12 to 13 weeks for me is going to be very busy. But again, it's just glad to be back playing, be on the course, traveling. Even though it's going to be a busy schedule for all of us, we're all going to enjoy it, embrace it, and just play some good golf.
And Masters too, right? I mean, it's going to be have an October look
Correct.
to it.
But yeah, it's end of November, which luckily it didn't move any further because it's the week before my wedding. So it's definitely going to be it's good timing. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and
So
I know. In speaking to your grandfather, you know, what that meant to him, and he was hoping to be able to go down Magnolia Drive. And if it's, you know, a week before a life event like your wedding, I mean, how incredible will that be to possibly play there for the first time?
yeah, I mean it's awesome. I'm like I said, I remember that night when he found out I won and all that, and he was wearing his Masters hat. So I mean, for him, just knowing that I made it and I did it on my own without, I never wanted to go there unless I earned a spot there. So I didn't know how long that would take me. Obviously, I didn't want to take long, but yeah, just to earn my way and to be able to play my first Masters and embrace it and feel the nerves of just the excitement, really. The history that's gone down and the amount of hours I've watched Masters coverage over the years has been quite a bit. So now I'm actually a part of it, and I'm on the other side of the screen. So
Yeah, that's well said. I really appreciate you, Cameron. And before I let you go, I mean, I know you mentioned the fans. I mean, does that affect you at all? I know in coming from some of the lower level golf to where you are now,
yeah,
sometimes there's not fans on the course as it is. So is it that big of an adjustment for you?
no, I mean I think some of us kind of liked it and some didn't. I mean I would say for majors and like Ryder Cup, if there's no fans, I think that's a little bit different. I still think like last week, guys are still gonna have a lot of nerves. I mean, there's no way you're not. Whether there's fans or there's no fans, obviously fans can adjust or can make a big difference in that aspect, especially majors. If there's no fans at a major, it'll almost feel kind of like a regular event in a sense. Obviously, it's not, but when you see majors on TV, I mean, there's stands with thousands of people on whatever the back of 16 green. There'll be 10,000 people in the stands. So um, it definitely has a different impact on things. So I mean, for me, yes, I like it, and yes, I don't. So it's kind of a mix of both, but I definitely think the fans make events. So I would definitely say it is a little bit weird not having fans for sure.
Gotcha. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for doing this, especially during a week off. And
Yeah, no,
we're
no,
going to be
thank
looking
you.
forward. We're going to be looking forward to seeing what 2020 lies ahead for you, and hopefully
Yeah,
a lot of success for you, buddy.
no, I appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
You got it. Thanks so much, Cameron. I appreciate you.